back to Renegade GCM. Today we have gameplay with Doffy versus Bonney in OP09. So we go first. Opponent takes a mulligan. We deploy the Perona, reorganizing the top 5 cards per deck and placing them back on top. Passing over to the opponent. So Bonney is a tempo style deck where she's able to kind of slow down the amount of attacks that come in by resting with her leader effect. So with Doffy, the way Doffy counters this is he deploys multiple bodies at the same time. So we got the Jinbei off of life, and we're gonna deploy the Edward Weevil, drawing card. Perona is going to pressure into her Bonney Searcher. She gives that up, and we'll pass it over. So you see there with Bonney, she wants to kind of slow down the amount of attacks we get. We like to put out multiple bodies at a time. So 6 and a 5 here is going to be a 2K. If we want to save the Jinbei, we can give them the Mihawk here. They're going to play their Baby 5, which is the searcher for the Donquixote pirates. It looks like they got Doflamingo from OP04. So they're at 5. We're at 5 Dawn here. We have 2 good swings. They can stop one of our swings from coming in. So also against Bonney, we really should be deploying our stuff after we attack, just like most games. So we're gonna go 7. That's our biggest swing using card action, Perona. So 7 and 5. They're going to rest the second biggest attacker, which was our Weevil, and we still have 2 more Dawn for Jinbei to pressure an additional 7. So they took both those hits. It looks like this turn, so they're down to 2 life, and then we're gonna pressure their Searcher as well. So Bonney's sitting at 2 life. We were able to get 2 swings in. Granted, they rested the Weevil. We still have the 7-drop Gravity Blade in hand in case they able to get some good bodies down. We're just going to counter out with the Jozu. They play Carrot, which is going to keep our Weevil rested. So we're at 7 Dawn here. They still have their open Dawn for their leader effect. So we are going to... Looks like we're going to deploy our Teach using its effect to put the Law on top of our deck, giving our leader 2 rested Dawn. Just debating because we know that our next swing isn't going to happen. So we're going to go 3, putting our leader up to 8 using card effect. We're going to put our Law out, bouncing our... So they rested our Jinbei. We're going to bounce our Weevil. And we're not able to get their Carrot. So we're gonna bounce our Jinbei back as well. This is gonna protect them from the opponent being able to counter back into it. So 8 into 5 here. They have quite a bit of cards in hand, but they end up taking that life. So we have 3 Dawn. We're gonna put it on our Perona just to pressure another 5K swing. And they do counter out. So Bonney went pretty low in life pretty early in this game, which is kind of weird because with that many cards in hand, unless they have that many non-counters, that's the only thing I could think of. Which they do run quite a bit of non-counters between the 10-drop Dopey, the 9-drop Shanks, some other ones that they may have depending on the list. So they went 5 into our Law, and we gave them a... What did we get? No. They swung into us, it looks like, and then they froze our Law. Okay, so they play Cavendish, readies 2 of their Dawn when on play and then when attacking. Cavendish is really good for Bonney, being able to make sure that she's playing on curve as well as maintaining Dawn for her leader effect. So 7 into 5 we have to take. So now they play Donquixote Razanati. It's a 2-drop blocker. So we do have Gravity Blade. So we are going to use it on Donquixote and Cavendish. So we're going to put Jinbei to the top of the deck, giving it our leader 2 rested Dawn, adding a 3rd rested, making our leader an 8K swing into life, deploying our Jinbei with leader effect, and into the Weevil. Waiting on the opponent to resolve her leader effect. Then we're going to play Weevil, drawing into a Sengoku. Like I said, this is the only swing for the turn. So it looks like she's going to counter out. Yep, Bonney countered out. So they still have 6 cards in hand. 10 Dawn now. Which Bonney gets the 10 Dawn turn. It's usually going to be the 10 drop Doffy. Or they're going to play, depending on curve, they're going to play their 8 drop Kid and have the Dawn open to give it a rested, or to give it a Dawn, and as well as leave a Dawn open for Bonney. So they're going 6 into our law here. We counter out to keep it alive. So 5 into 3. They're going to get this. We have 4 life. Here comes the Kid. Yep, they're going to rest it, which they could potentially drop a 3 drop or lower character, mostly a blocker, but it looks like they didn't have it. Alright, so we're checking Gravity Blade. We can't tuck the Kid. So here we gotta focus our attack on the Kid. And we only get 2 swings in with the on the Kid because of Bonney. So we're gonna go 10 into 8 with our Edward Weevil first. They're gonna rest our leader. And they're gonna counter out of that hit. So reason we didn't swing leader instead of Weevil, Weevil was gonna be able to give us an extra 1,000 power against the Kid, and where we would have had to tie up more Dawn with our leader than we wanted to try to get rid of this Kid here. So we did go with the law into the Kid, and they did take it, passing it over to them. They're going to freeze our Weevil and hit us with the carrot. 5 into 5 here. We're going to counter. Here comes the 10 drop Dopey. They're going to lock down our Jinbei, our law, and our leader. And carrot had already locked down our Weevil. So our board is extremely tapped out at this moment. But Bonney does not have any open Dawn either. But we only have 1 swing. So I'm debating if I want to put it all on. We're going to put 9 and go 11 into their carrot here. Just so that like they're not going to be able to keep freezing everything. And then Sengoku's going to find us another Boa blocker. Because if they bring down another 10 drop Dopey, so they're going to go 10 into 5 here into our law, which they got. 5 into our Perona. Okay. And here comes the other 10 drop. They're going to freeze the remaining attackers. We still have a Sengoku on field. So here we're debating if we want to just pressure with the Sengoku. It'd only be 12, which isn't that hard to counter out when your character's at 10. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna go 10. We're gonna change it up. We're gonna go 10 into life, or 12 into life. Because like I said, pressuring into the Dopey, as good as it would have been, it was like too easy for them to counter out when we're only at 12k. So 12k is a little harder to counter when you're at 5k power. So we're still sitting at 3 life. They do have 3 swings. And they technically, if they're running Hody, that's another swing that they could potentially get at us and go for game this turn. We have like a 2k and a couple 1ks, and that's about it. So 8 into 5 here. Check out their Dawn. They have 7 Dawn, which is enough for Hody. So we take that hit, because Hody's an 8k, and here comes a Hody. So 8 into 5 here, we just need to counter out of this one. And that's 2 2ks. And opponent scoops it up. Yeah, as you see, Bonney was trying to chain out with the Dophies, locking down our board. It's definitely a lot to get through Bonney, but Dopey's able to establish multiple bodies in a turn, cheating out resources with Laboa Hancock blocker, giving a free rested Dawn. The Teach is able to kind of help us manipulate what's on top of our deck, as well as feeding our leader for its ability. Yeah, just Dopey's a really good deck. It's a well-oiled machine. It's pretty much figured out. There's only like one card in the deck that I'm just not a big fan of, and that's the Jozu. If you notice any of my gameplay videos with Doffy, you'll see I counter with that more often than not. I know there's like that's like a tech card, and that's how most decks are. They're pretty much figured out, but they do have a little bit of flexibility. So I'll be probably looking into like maybe a different option for the Jozu. But make sure you guys like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next